What's up, everybody? Thanks for stopping by my channel, Esteemed Queen and Mentality. Be sure that y'all like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell down below so that way you get to know when I post all of my tea talks. I hope everybody is doing well, swell, striving, and what? Surviving. All right. By all means, all of my church announcements will be listed down below. We do have our book club meeting for September and October coming up, and then we're going to take a break for the holidays. All that information will be down below, as well as all my other businesses. And by all means, go ahead and get your water, get your wine, get whatever it is that you're sipping on. I don't have long for this video. I hope everybody is ready to go back to school. I'm ready for y'all to go back to school. I'm tired of the kids being out in the streets wanting to play basketball all damn day. But that's another video for here or there. We do have some surprises coming up in the warrior community. So y'all be sure to go over there, become a member. You all are invited. So that way you get to know a little bit about what we got going on behind the scenes, new projects that are coming up. And yeah, that's about it. So go ahead, get your water, get your wine, get whatever it is that you're sipping on, child. Go ahead, get it, and bring it close. We need to have a talk. We need to have a talk. We need to have a tea talk. So I remember when I first decided to move out of my hometown, and that was back in like late 2015. I was like still in my mid-20s. A lot of people didn't understand, like, why would I want to leave where I'm from, because it's so beautiful. But you know, just like any place in any state, they're quick to show you the nice side of things. They're, you know, people are really quick to talk about the areas where visitors come, but they don't understand where the residents reside. Where the residents reside. All right. So, there was more for me to factor in than what some out of towner would tell me about where I'm from. You feel me? Don't you hate that? So I decided, you know what? In order for me to start my business and I have, a good fighting chance to start out, I'm not going to do it here. I'm not going to do it here in Virginia, because I need certain things that this state cannot produce for me. And so instead of having everybody's hand in my pot, having third, fourth, and fifth people being part of my team, I'd rather me be all hands on deck. No Tinashe. All right. So I moved down here to North Carolina. And a good friend of mine, before I left, I had asked him, I said, what would be a good piece of advice you would give someone who is just going after, you know, what they really want to do, what they really want to strive to do? And you know what he told me? He said, don't let shit get to you. Literally, don't let shit get to you. So I moved down here and everything like that. I got set up. I got acquainted with some people in the food industry. Taught me a lot of different things. But in the beginning, I had to learn not to sweat the small stuff. I couldn't sweat the small stuff too much because I was in the process of learning. All right. So sometimes your best lessons are your mistakes. A lot of times they are. And that brings me to this tea talk, this quick tea talk. This tea talk definitely is one that needs to be discussed, and put out there, because I think we all can feel where this one is going to come from. All right. Now, many a time we watch sports, especially basketball. I know when I was playing basketball, I definitely always was real big on sweatbands. You know, had a mother that didn't like to do hair, you know, and I had a father that was really about teaching me the game. So, yeah, we didn't have time for all that. So, the good thing about this wearing sweatbands is the fact of I get to focus more on my performance than I do worrying about sweat and perspiration getting in my way. And so I look at not letting shit get to you in the same light as I look at the sweatband. Don't sweat the small stuff. All right, especially when it comes to people and you growing and you know you better than they try to tell you about yourself. Don't sweat the small stuff. If you're secure in who you are, don't sweat the small stuff. It's kind of parallel to gaslighting if you think about it, because they're trying to have your mind think twice about what it is you already know. We don't need no second guessing, second handed friendships and relationships around this warrior camp. We don't need them. All right. So I'm going to tell you a couple of quick little things that I've learned about the sweatband. Like, a lot of people, we all need to have a sweatband mentality, right? We all need to have a sweatband mentality when it comes to work, when it comes to people's opinions, when it comes to people only knowing half of what they need to know and not minding their business to not know anything at all. All right. Yeah, you got those people. We call them peekaboo bitches. Shout out to Lonnie B. Yes, we call them peekaboo bitches. And you have to understand something. Once you dissect the root as to what the issue is, once you figure out what you need to change and how you need to change it, again, the sweatband keeps it so that you can focus on your performance. You deciding not to be offended is what's going to keep you focused on your performance. It's going to keep you focused on what you're trying to do, right? And when you don't pay no mind to the small stuff, the shit that really makes you sweat, you really can give two shits as to what somebody else says, because guess what? Your actions are everything. Your actions are everything. And over time, it's just like wine. It's just like leftovers. I did a video on that. It's good the second day. It's good the second time around. It's good when it sit long and still with nobody bothering it. Okay? Sometimes when we decide that we want to go and do something, we so headstrong, we find ourselves like accomplishing it. And then we calm down to kind of just take a look back and relish on what we're able to do. And then you'll find that people will come in with that small stuff, with that sweat shit, and they'll try to knock you off your game, right? So if that is the case, then that means somewhere, somehow, you need to toughen up. You need to toughen something up. Now, that means you blocking this person off from being able to even be in the same atmosphere as your energy. That's one thing. Or it could very well be a thing of, you know what, this is part of an old group, an old me, and I can't deal with it. Tolerate whatever it is that is teaching you and move on. That's all is to it. Don't sweat the small stuff. Tolerate to learn the teaching and move on. That's all is to it. And let it go. You'll know how strong you are and how resilient you are by how quick you're willing to let things go. And not let it go in a way where you're just being nonchalant and empathetic, but you're choosing and deciding not to allow it to attack your energy like a germ. That has helped me a lot. Don't let things get to you. It's hard at first when you're an emotional person, but once you start to emotionally mature, you'll realize a lot of things in life, a lot of situations in life we create. So we have to make an honest decision about how we're going to rectify it. So if that is the case, let's think backwards a little bit. If that is the case, in order for you not to have to worry about small, sweaty stuff, don't put yourself in those type of tense situations. All right. But nonetheless, moving forward, if you love you, you all for you. I got my own sorority. Me find me, bitch. If I am cool with me, no one can come and say, well, you're A, B, C, D, F, G. First of all, no one's ever really around me. So who the fuck is you? You have to think like that. You know you better than anybody. You go to sleep with you every night, right? So when you get up in the morning and oh, well, I'm not going to make it to work in time. I'm going to be a couple minutes late. don't sweat the small stuff. If so happens, someone has a lot of negativity on them and yet they want to come and talk to you all the time, you can let them vent. You can listen, but you don't have to digest it. Don't sweat the small stuff. That's their woes. That's their issues. Be there because every life is precious, especially when it comes to what you can do to fix and help heal your mental health. But if people just coming around the flock just to see you fail, you need to put that sweatband on, bitch, and walk right off on their ass. It don't matter what time of the day is. Put a sweatband on and walk away. Because you ain't got time you don't have time for the small stuff. And you ain't got time to sweat over little issues either. So just keep in mind your focus and what you're trying to do, and let everything else, it'll fall by the wayside. It's just like the enemy. If you pay the enemy no mind, but if you defeat it at the same time, it'll go by its business. It picks and chooses who it wants to sweat. So check yourself and check what you got going on. So I gotta go. Be sure that y'all like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell down below. And by all means, I will see y'all in the warrior community for our monthly doubt fire. And until next time, bye.